All right, here's a summary of my code for the encryption assignment. First off, of course, we start off with the includes for the C++, the iOS stream and vector, because we're using that, and then the namespace std, because I don't want to write that every time. Then I have an encrypt method that needs two inputs, one a vector and then one a number for the key. And then it loops through the vector, and then for every char, I have another loop within the loop, a while loop, that keeps adding to the index, and while like minusing from the key, or like a temporary key. And then if the index is outside of the alphabet, it goes back to A, whether lowercase or uppercase. And then after that, it adds that new char to the new vector I made above the for loop that I forgot to mention. And then I use a method to turn the vector of chars into a word, and then a string, and then I return the string. In the main method, I have three variables. I have the key, and then I have an input and output, both strings. Well, that's why I named it, but one's what they actually input, and then the next string is what I'll be returning with the encrypt method. Then I use cout to ask them for a key, put it in, ask them to enter words, and then quit if they want to quit. And then there's a while loop for if they say quit, it'll quit the method. And then in that while loop, I create a new vector, turn their strings into vectors of chars, put those vectors and the key that they already given into the encrypt method. And then after I store that into the string that I made earlier, and then I use those two strings, print them out, and that's it. All right, so after the summary of how the code works, here is me running the code. I'm gonna go run the code. Here I can enter a key. I'm gonna go with 777. Enter. Then the words I'm gonna use: my name, last name is the best coder on earth. And then we enter. You see we get the encryption of all of those words, and all the chars stay in the alphabet, and they all are to the key of 777. And obviously we can do it as much times, but I'm just gonna quit for the sake of the video.